And this is Ken Kreitzer for CBSI Talking Business. And we're glad today to talk to one of our friends, and that is John Witkowski, who is the president of the Independent Bankers Association, New York State. And John, it's been a pleasure this year as we approach Thanksgiving. We just want to say thank you for the opportunity to work with you at your two conferences this year at Turning Stone and then the fall up in Clayton near the got a great chance to visit the Thousand Islands. So it's been a pleasure. We got to say thank you.
No, I would just say thank you right back. It's a pleasure working with CBSI. You've done a great job in helping us market and provide some insight into some of the speakers and some of the agendas that we have put together for our events. And got to be honest with you, you've been a godsend as far as coming up there and really helping us push these ideas and the speakers along, and obviously get a lot of following to it too.
Well, I appreciate that. And one of the topics I would say across the board in marketing, banking, almost every industry has been artificial intelligence. The OpenAI introduction last November really made AI available to a wider scope of businesses. And you've been working with your banks who've had presentations on AI. Where is the role of AI and the opportunities for some of the banks that you work with?
Well, it's interesting because I think some of the banks are interested in learning more about it. For the community bank side, I think it's a little bit early. I don't want to say early, but it's a little bit new. And, banks are really focusing on what they need to do to make sure that they get into this tough interest rate environment and making sure that they're taking care of their clients. But this is one way I think would help them, not only with some of the customer service issues and working through a group of AI, artificial intelligence, to work with their customers, after hours or whatever, because 80 or 90% of the calls can be answered through, say, artificial intelligence. And I think it just helps provide more of an insight as to what they could do next with marketing and maybe a strategic plan and thoughts on what comes up next. Again, it's not going to tell them about the interest rate environment. I'm not going to tell them how to make money, so to speak, but it's going to tell them how to strategize and look at the marketing aspects of what they can do as a bank.
Well, it is Thanksgiving week and a break and a chance for family gatherings and with friends and family. And community banks are known for the work they do in their communities, charitable activities, and supporting all sorts of community activity. What are some of the projects that your banks in New York State have been contributing to?
Yeah, I mean, over the last, certainly this week is an important week since it is Thanksgiving, but over the last year or so, you see a lot of banks who are very involved in, a giving day where they go out and they work with Habitat for Humanity. And one of the things I would say is that we did lose one of our bankers this year, which was a shame, in Menzo Case, who was a big proponent of Habitat for Humanity in the Auburn area in the middle of New York State. And again, from his perspective and what he's done, he's really made a difference in that community. And he was very involved in that and made the bank much more of a place for people to come to for help and support in that community. So I think that's very important for all community banks. You look at Bob Fisher down in Tioga. They did a 5K run. This has been now 5 years running, where they've done a 5K run that helps prostate cancer awareness for the Buffalo Bills alumni and Booker Edgerson's Cure the Blue Foundation. So there's a lot of things going on. Two other banks that have done things. Salve Bank is very involved in the Syracuse market. Pioneer does a lot within the Albany market. And one of the things I want to mention is that John Burmaster from First Bank, National Bank of Scotia, is celebrating their 100th anniversary, 100th birthday this year. So when you think about that and think about the longevity of these banks being in each of these communities and what they've done and what they've surpassed over the past 100 years, 150 years in some cases, they're a mainstay. They're a foundation in that community. And I think it really is very important for people to recognize that community banks first thing they do is take care of their people and their residents and their customers within their community. There's another group out here, Five Star Bank in the Buffalo area, that does something called the Teacher's Desk, where they offer, and it's not the only one that does it for the Teacher's Desk, but they give each year or each quarter whatever is left over for teachers to use for their students, and it's a free of charge for the teachers in Western New York. So again, a lot of things that go on that banks give back to their communities. As books and pencils and portfolios and paper and all the things that the schools are cutting back on, that they will provide in this thing called the Teacher's Desk. So it's really important that the community banks get involved in the community, and the people have to recognize that that's what they're there for, to help and support their people.
Well, it's a pleasure to work with you and the banks that are members of the Independent Bankers Association in New York State. You're doing a lot to help your communities, and great to be able to tell the story. John Wieckowski, Thanksgiving, what is your family Thanksgiving tradition?
Well, this year it's a little bit different. Our house is being overhauled at this point, so we usually do get together, whether it's here or one of my sons lives in Florida. We used to go down there, but we're under reconstruction at this point. So this year is going to be a little bit different than our tradition, but we usually get together and have our main dinner on Thanksgiving with the turkey and everybody. But our kids are all over the place. One's in New York City, one's here in Buffalo, and one's down in Orlando. So we try to get at least one of the holidays, Thanksgiving or Christmas, together. But over the years, we've always been together for these holidays, and it's very important for family and friends to continue to get together and do give thanks for what they have and during this time.
Absolutely. And Thanksgiving, the great American holiday, and it is a chance to give thanks for all the blessings that we have in our lives here in the U.S. and a terrific day for get-togethers with family and friends. John Wieckowski, always a pleasure, and I'm sure we'll talk to you before the end of the year.
Yeah, it's a great day to watch some football too.
Absolutely. A few good football games. The Lions are a lot better this year than in past years.
They are. We kind of like to see that, Ken.
One of your former teams.
That's right.
John Wieckowski, president of the Independent Bankers Association in New York State. Great to chat today, and happy Thanksgiving to you, all your members, and all of the members and customers of your banks. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks, Ken.
Our pleasure. This is Ken Kreitzer for CBSI. We're based in Harrison, New York. We provide insurance-backed benefits to the credit card and payments industry. And really, from all of us, happy Thanksgiving. Good to see you today.